Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Spirit of Justice. So, something I didn't do in the stream, and I'm gonna do it in this playthrough, is I didn't use the costumes when I got them. But, don't worry, I'm not gonna have the costume on for all the cases or anything, it's just that I feel like, hey, Phoenix Wright's on vacation, I might as well have him dressed up for the part. So, when you see him, he will be in the Furial Tigre outfit. What are we doing? Insights! Insights! Alright. Rafa's insight.
The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion. These are the victim's experiences just before his death.
As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Them abs, them chest.
Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision?
Come to think of it, I did see words, like Song of Ceremony and Incense.
The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls.
So what Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appears in the vision as words, right?
Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity.
Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again.
Very well.
Alright, let's figure this out then. With a tutorial! At some point. I think we can all tell what the answer is, because the answer is going to be the same as what was in the demo. Where basically the Song of Ceremony was still going, even though she said that it had happened after the murder. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? I'll use these arrows to select the insight I think is off. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll tap select. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select a sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it.
Objection!
Hey! Wait just a moment.
Yes? What is it, Barbhead?
You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right?
That's right. What of it?
Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Huh. Is that all that troubles you?
Huh?
What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony.
Practice run? What are you talking about? Of course there would be.
Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall.
Whoa! Oh, whoa, that was weird. happens when I'm recording and also taking screenshots. I guess it doesn't like that.
Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate the statement.
I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Alby and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, your majesty.
It's a bit temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It's a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne?
Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They are to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me.
Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insight for us?
Very well.
Insight revised. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insight accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Alright, next part is still the same, I think. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause button to temporarily stop the vision. There! I paused the vision. I think I can touch the flashing panels to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the minima mark to the flashing red panel here. Okay, now that I know how to get around in the seance vision, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. If I'm vaguely remembering this, we have to present the sensation of pain. Yes, because the pain came after it went dark. So let's select pain to the second statement. Objection! You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct?
Of course, as anyone with eyes can see.
Well, pardon me, but I must disagree.
What?
Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain.
Oh.
Everything goes black, and then, only after that, the victim feels pain.
Inconceivable!
This places the order of events at odds with what you said happened.
My word!
Pokanka, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this?
I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy.
If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore.
Now, let's not be too hasty.
I was about to make a Lord of the Rings joke, but then I just lost the name.
Your Majesty, I think I can clear this up.
You have something to add, Mr. Payne.
1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear.
And that would be...
On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind.
Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Pain.
The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well, that explains everything, does it not?
What do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head.
I see. That makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Well done. Long may you live and prosper.
Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Maybe you should change careers then.
Enough applause. You flatter me.
Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information.
Yes, of course. I will alter my insight.
One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. So much for my inconsistency. Don't worry, there's another one, right? We got this. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. We already found one. Now to compare the insights with the vision again, and see what else I can dig up. Now the question is, am I supposed to be presenting this on the second statement, or am I presenting it on the third one? Because here's the thing, if there was a blackout, then he shouldn't have heard the Song of Ceremony. It's still playing. See, it's still playing. Now the question is, where am I presenting this? Let me save for now. Been through this once and I still can't remember anything. Alright, let's go ahead and just try it with... Let's try it with this. Objection! Hey! Alright, we got it. Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your Benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible.
You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Chaliandrism.
Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. Oh!
What malarkey?
These insults coming from Rafa. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out?
Oh!
This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers.
What? Impossible!
What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless...
You mean to say...
Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall.
What?
You can't be serious. Oh, but I am. There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined.
What? No.
This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence insight? Unbelievable.
He not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. You know, I realize none of this would have happened if Payne hadn't said that Phoenix Wright should do the defense just for the hell of it. This would have been a lot different. This would have played out a lot differently were it not for Payne. I can't. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
But the defense assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand.
I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Alby.
I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head.
Well, the defense dares to dream of making out of this nightmare alive.
You what?
You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you?
You better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it.
Of course, I can back up my claim. Just as soon as I can think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim, as long as you're willing to stake your life on it.
I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop, chop.
Chop, chop? Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop, chop. Stop.
I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one.
Yikes, these people are actually serious. Yeah, I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Alby have held his hands up like that? Oh, while this is going on, someone told me that if I turn off the consulting, okay, I haven't actually... This consulting thing has come up a few times when I did this previously, but I think the consulting also affects how many flashbacks and hints you get, even outside of it. So, probably not in these videos, but at some point I'll probably turn off the consulting and see if it changes anything later. I don't know. Someone can maybe, confirm or not confirm if certain flashbacks and hints don't show up if you put that off, so. Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Alby had his hands raised above his head? This gun, maybe. As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrests. Oh, are you saying? The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Alby. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air.
Pokonka!
Rafa, please. No need for dramatics. Wright's outfit just kind of blends in with everything.
Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be.
Not bad for a total knockout.
How dare that loyal devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that treacherous snake Dirk.
Treacherous snake? Dirk? Who's that?
No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately with lese-majesty. Majesty.
What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail.
Yes, make him pay for the way he disrespected her benevolence.
These people are definitely not my fans right now.
That's right, exterminate him.
Such a violent country. Peace! Give me peace! I said peace! Now, everyone, please calm down. Is he?
Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment.
No, I can't charge him with lese-majesty.
What? What? But why not, your Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedures for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that.
But, your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife.
We can't end the trial now, not when we just learn new information about the case.
Oh, what? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insights contains a contradiction.
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer!
No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know!
Your benevolence! Holy shit, this judge just became a badass. Please, acquiesce in this, your benevolence. If looks could kill.
I won't forget this offense, Barbhead. I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please see her benevolence out.
Your Minama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful.
Super duper painful. Her lines, and I hope they throw it into a lake of burning fire. Oh my god, calm down, Rafa. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it? That's right, your majesty. Phoenix Wright. Aw, he's gonna address him by his name now. Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. I want this judge and the DGS, the Japanese judge and DGS to be pals because they're cool. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, your majesty. Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, your majesty. Phew. Maybe now we can finally run a real trial.
Arguments, your majesty. Very well, I accept your challenge.
Huh? What's with him?
Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just... it's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne? That's what I'd like to know.
The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead.
What do you mean by that, prosecutor?
I told you, it's Chief Prosecutor.
Yes, because that's the point to focus on right now.
The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused?
Oh!
Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. Bling. It's the only logical explanation.
What? That does sound pretty logical, actually.
It doesn't help the accused's situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through.
Allow me spell out this... Okay, that was missing a word.
Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed the gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that.
And after all that hard work to knock down those insights... back into the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? I'm drawing a blank here.
I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold.
I asked you a question, defense. I've got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Alby will cooperate with me or not. Alby! Will you tell us what really happened? Come on, Alby.
You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul.
Alby, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end? For both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad. Bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Alby. So, that's why I lied. To try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. Oh, Alby.
What?
Allow me. Allow me to explain. You go, Alby. Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful. The way it glows in the dark, I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right. It's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking.
It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did?
If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Well, thanks, Alby.
On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the great stairs.
So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision?
No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway.
Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs.
All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out, so I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll.
Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Alby?
I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection! Hell no. But that might have just been the victim's misunderstanding.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused.
Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Because Ace Attorney and you're Phoenix Wright. Anyway, we're a little bit out of time now, so we're going to stop here and continue on into the next video. So I'll see you guys then.